See.
And let's hear about it now from Congressman Jimmy Gomez. Congressman, I think we have you back. Tell us, where are we in these negotiations?
These are not negotiations. The Republicans control the House, they control the Senate, and they control the White House. So right now they're trying to pass a one big beautiful bill. So at least they're taking credit that they're trying in energy and commerce at the same time as Ways and Means is in session. They're trying to cut almost $700 billion off of Medicaid. They're also going to try to cut SNAP, all to give trillions of dollars in tax cuts to the ultra wealthy, the billionaires, and the largest corporations. They're giving working people peanuts, but at the same time taking their health care away. So that's not a negotiation, that's a hostage taking.
Congressman, today Politico is reporting that New York Republican Nick LaLota said that the Republicans' tax legislation as currently written is quote-unquote dead on arrival. They write, and they go on to say, and accused his party's chief tax writer of acting in bad faith by proceeding with a proposal for a key tax deduction that didn't have sufficient buy-in. Even Politico notes that this open criticism of a chair of a powerful committee spells trouble for Speaker Johnson. Have you heard these sentiments from your Republican colleagues? Is this bill even going to make it through with just Republican votes?
You know, that's what they're saying, but when every time that Donald Trump or Elon Musk gives them the call, they bend the knee, they capitulate. So they have been selling out their constituents, not only on SALT, but on Medicaid and other issues. So who knows what they're going to do? They're fighting that fight within their caucus. But here's the thing. In the end, it's going to be the American people that lose.
Congressman, you know, I want to stick a little bit on the strategy piece because I appreciated the way you opened up to Licia's question with the answer about, hey, Republicans own this. This is their big, beautiful bill. It's nice to see them owning up to it. You have Politico also reporting that the GOP leaders pushing the agricultural markup amid the mega bill delays, noting a GOP leadership aide said one goal, beyond sorting out remaining issues, is to hold the two committees' meetings the same day to, quote, flood the zone so neither the controversial Medicaid or SNAP cuts are a singular focus. You're going to make these a singular focus? How does that strategy play out, you think?
I don't think it's paying out very well because right now we're in the age of multiple cameras at the same time. This is not one camera like they did in the TV in the old days. We can tell the story. They're holding multiple hearings on the same day, and energy commerce taking money from people who are in assisted living facilities, people that are the working poor but don't have health care through their employer, people who are on food stamps because they get paid so low that they have to get additional assistance. We can talk about that and how they're taking that money and they're using it to underwrite the tax cuts for the billionaires and the ultra wealthy. The American people are not dumb. They know what the Republicans are doing, and it's not going to work because we're going to keep talking about it everywhere we go. If it has to be in Republican districts, that's what we're going to do. If it has to be on MSNBC or Fox, that's what we're going to do, because we're going to be pushing this issue because they are stealing from the poor to give to the rich.
Congressman, you have been busy in your markup, so I doubt you have seen this, but in the last hour, our colleague Ari Melber was on with Dr. Meett Oz, the administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Service. I want you to take a listen to what Oz said when he was pressed about possibly taking people off of Medicaid for not meeting a work requirement.
Why would you not take that offer? If you're sitting at home watching Ari's show right now, and folks are out there trying to figure out whether they're for or against this, if I told you that a member of your family, all they had to do was call up and try to get a job, and they get to keep their health insurance, and they won't even do that, is that really fair to the American taxpayer?
Your response to what you just heard there from Dr. Oz.
So my mother-in-law, she had a stroke, and she had to be bedridden and needed a nurse. My wife had to be there all the time to be able to take care of her in the morning and the evening. There's some people that don't, but we were lucky because my mother-in-law had a strong pension from her teacher union days. But not a lot of the family members have that option. They have to sit there and take care of that sick family member, take care of that of their parent or their kid. So you're telling me that those people that have to be there to change their diapers, to change their feeding tubes, to just give them a bath, that they should be going to work at the same time? I think that's complete nonsense, and it is detached from the reality of people who are struggling in this country, those that are trying to get by and take care of their families.
And for me, Congressman, on that point, I've always been offended by that line of thinking because it says a lot about the individual who makes the point as opposed to the people they're talking about. Assumptions about the poor in this country, assumptions about those who are in need legitimately for the systems that our government has set up and quite honestly fought over for 50, 60 years to get them to the point where they can function. Now you have that dismantling. What is the ultimate concern that you have on the back end of all of this? Regardless of how this bill, this big, beautiful bill turns out, you still have various departments, a lot of them being dismantled by this administration, that even if you are to get the gains that you want, the government's ability to function because people have been fired, because agencies have been slowed or shut down, remains a real big problem on the other side of all of this.
Correct. I think there's a couple of things. First, I want to stick on Medicaid. On Medicaid, 41% of the children born in this country are on Medicaid, so are their mothers. And the Republicans want to take that away. But at the same time, they're giving them $5,000 in order to encourage them to have kids. The question is, with the Republicans, are you for the babies or the billionaires? And they have talked about that over and over again. And then at the same time, they're gutting these agencies so you can't even deliver the programs that are to be left. So we're in a situation that people are going to get less, and then they have to go through a bureaucracy that's been gutted because Republicans think they're going to save money, but are actually costing the taxpayer even more. So it's a lose, lose, lose for the American taxpayer and the American family.
All right, Congressman Jimmy Gomez, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you. After the